So this is the look that I've created. If you want to recreate it, keep on watching. So I start off with a fresh clean face and going with my moisturiser from Boots. It's from the Botanics range and it's the hydrating moisturiser. And then going to go in with the NYX Bear With Me Prime and Set Spray, and of course spray that all over my face. I'm then going to go in with the Ciate Watermelon Primer and just put that all over my face. Now you do want a primer that's just a little bit tacky so that your foundation will stick more throughout the day and hold as well. Now I do put my primer all over my eyelids, down my neck and also covering a little bit of my ears. I then just fan it a little bit just to make sure that it can dry a little bit quicker, and then once it is tacky enough I can then go in with my foundation. Now the foundation that I use is the Dior Air Flash 2W201. Bit of a mouthful, but it is a really nice foundation. I'm then going to go in with the Lottie London flat top brush and just do some patting motions and also a little bit of swiping as well, just all of my face, a little bit onto my ears and then down my neck a little as well, just to make sure that it's nicely blended out. So a little tip here, if you do like lighter coverage of your foundation, then I would recommend using a stippling brush, as this will give you a lighter coverage. And then if you do like a heavier coverage, then I would recommend using a beauty blender. And then I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Concealer in 185 and just tap it underneath my eyes, on the top of my forehead, and then down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, underneath my lips as I get a little bit of redness there, and then just on the bit where I will do some contour later, as this will give me more of a chiseled look. I'm then going to go in with a stippling brush and then just use some stippling motions to blend my concealer in, as I don't really like heavy coverage. But again, if you do like heavy coverage, then you could go in with a beauty blender at this point. Once I'm happy with my concealer, I'm then going to go in with some powder. Now I use the Revolution translucent powder and a little powder puff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat onto the areas where I put my concealer, just to make sure that there's no creasing. Once I've done that, I'm then going to go in with a little fluffy brush from Real Techniques and just go into the same powder and go over the areas that I haven't done already. I then go in with this little sponge and go in the areas where I've put concealer, just to do a little bit of baking. Also a little tip, the reason why I put it underneath my eyes as well is that when you do have any eyeshadow fallout, it means it'll go on top of the powder and it won't set into your foundation, so you can simply just brush it off afterwards. I'm then going to go onto my brows and just use a spoolie to brush them out. I'm then going to go in with the Sleek Brow Kit and use the wax and the little tool that comes with it, which is a nice little angled brush. I'm then going to start at the bottom of my eyebrow and create the arch that I would like. Once I'm happy with this arch, I then fill it into the top and then connect it at the end of my brow. Then going forward, I create a little line at the bottom and then using upwards motions, I then fill in the front of my brow just to give it a little bit more of a faded look into the back of my eyebrow. Again, on the other side, I'm going to go from the bottom up to the top, connect it again, and then go forward and using upwards motions, just fade it into the back of my brow. I'm then going to go in with the Elizabeth Arden eyebrow eyeshadow and use a angled brush and just go over the wax at the back, making sure that it's all filled in. Then I'm going to, again, using upwards motions, go towards the front and just make sure that it creates a nice little gradient and is a little bit lighter at the front of my brow. Again, I'm just going to do this on the exact same on the other side and just make sure that I'm happy with the shape. Remember, they are not twins, they are just sisters, so just get them to the point that you're happy with. I'm then going to go in with the e.l.f. brow gel and just brush it through. This will just make sure that everything's nicely blended together. I'm then going to go onto my eyes and use this big fluffy brush, going in with a colour that is similar to my skin colour and just going all over my lid with that. I'm then going to go in with this other fluffy brush and go in with a white shade, starting from the corner and then just bringing it through my eye. Just makes my eyes a little bit brighter. I'm then going to go in with this caramel brown colour and just go at the front of my eye, bringing it up to my eyebrow, and then do it throughout. This is just so that when I do a little bit of contouring on my nose later, it just all joins together nicely. I'm then going to go in with this flat top brush and go in with a nice dark brown colour using the top of the brush. I'm then going to create a nice little line from the outside of my eye up to my eyebrow. And then once I've done that, I'm going to blend inwards, making sure we can get rid of that harsh line. I'm then going in with a fluffy brush, tapping off the excess and going in with the same colour and blending it into the centre of my eye. So I just do the same motions over and over again till I'm happy, going in with a clean brush and then making sure that there's no harsh lines and making sure it's all blended out. Now using the exact same brush, I'm going to now go in with this nice maroon colour and start where I just ended the brown and bring it a little bit more forward into my eye. Just using nice little sweeping motions to make sure it's nicely blended. Again, going in with a clean brush and just getting rid of any harsh lines. Now I'm just going to do this until I'm happy with the colour and then I'll move on to the next stage. Once I'm happy with the blend of those two colours, I'm then going to use another brush. Now this is just a little fluffy brush. I'm going to use this hot pink to then blend out to the front, give it a nice gradient throughout. And again, just using little swiping motions just until I'm happy with the blend. Again, going in with this brush and just making sure that there's no harsh lines throughout. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go back to my Fenty concealer with a flat brush and make my cut crease. So you want to make sure that the top of the brush is nicely coated. You just want to do some patting motions throughout your eye, creating that lovely cut crease throughout. Making sure that the concealer is the same consistency as well. Now what you want to do is use a rounded flat brush and go in with the colour of your choice. I'm going to go in with this gold pink glitter and just pat it on to the wet concealer and then make it all set in place. I'm then going to blend it a little bit on the outside to that dark colour so we don't have a harsh line. So once I am then happy with that, I will then move on and do the other eye. Again, going in with the patting motions and creating that lovely cut crease. Again, going back to the flat brush and pressing on the glitter over the concealer. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go in with this pencil brush and go back into that maroon shade and then just blend out the ends just to make sure that we don't have that harsh line between the concealer and the eyeshadow. I'm then going to go in with this Stila liquid eyeshadow and a pencil brush and just pick up some of the product and go across the top of my cut crease, creating a nice line. Then at the front, I'm just going to blend it in to the glitter that is on the lid, giving it a nice little gradient, as you can see. I'm then going to go and do the other eye, and again going over the top of the cut crease and then going from the front to the middle, creating a nice little gradient. I'm then going to go in with my finger and use this nice light shade and press it into the corners of my eye. I'm then going to use this little brush just to blend it out so we don't have any harsh lines again. Going in with this NYX white glitter and the same brush, and then just using patting motions and putting it into the corners of my eye. I'm then going to go in with this light shade and pat it into the corners onto my nose, just to give my eye a little bit of a wider dimension. I'm then going to go and use this fluffy brush from Spectrum and just dust off that powder that I have on my face. I'm then going to go in with my favourite ever eyeshadow, as you can see from the Body Shop. It's called Oh So Honey, and using one of their brushes as well. Now I find this to be the best brow highlighter. I just love it, and it blends so lovely with any eyeshadow. Just using a clean brush and just blending it out, getting rid of the harsh lines. I recommend this eyeshadow so much, but don't take it off the shelves because it is my favourite. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do an eyeliner look, but we're going to do an eyeliner look. I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D eyeliner, the liquid one. I find this to be the best eyeliner. Even though I'm in love with Jeffree Star, I'm still using this eyeliner. My little tip for this eyeliner is just to bring it a little bit further out from your eye and then drag it up towards the end of your brow, kind of like you're doing a dot to dot. So don't actually think about the line, just bring it a little bit further out and then drag it upwards in a nice little motion, and don't be too heavy-handed either. So that's the eye look done on the top. Now going into my eyelash line with a nice hot pink, using a fluffy brush just to blend it out throughout, and then going in with this dark colour and blending it up to my eyeliner, giving it that nice gradient underneath the eye. Moving on to the face, I'm going to go in with this bronzer from the Body Shop and a Real Techniques fluffy brush. Now doing my bronzer, I go in a motion of 3. So I start at my cheeks, go up to my forehead and then go down to my chin and make sure that it's nicely blended down as well. I also go just underneath my lips just to make my lips look a little bit bigger, and down my nose. Now I'm going to go in with this Revolution contour kit and the Spectrum fluffy fan brush and go through all the colours because I can, and again creating that free shape all the way throughout and blending it as well. I'm then going to go in with this fluffy brush and using the lightest shade in the pan, go down my nose just to make it a little bit more chiseled, and then using the banana powder to blend it out. Then going in with this blush from Bourjois, or however you say it, in number 16, and using a stippling brush and stippling motions to blend it into my contour. I'm then going to go in with the NYX setting spray again and just go all over my face. Using a little fluffy brush from Real Techniques, I'm then going to do my highlighting. I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury highlighting set and go in with this rose gold and the light colour and create a C motion all around my face from my cheeks upwards. I'm then going to go on my nose, just on the top and on the bridge, just to create that nice little effect to make it look a bit more chiseled. Then on my chin and just on the top of my head, I'm then going to get the cover because I dropped it. I'm going to go in with my lips now using the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk, and just, of course, go around my lips. I'm then going to go in with the Pillow Talk lipstick and then, of course, put my lipstick on. I'm then going to go in with the Ciate Lip Plumping Lip Gloss. I absolutely love this. It is amazing. This will make you laugh. I use that to take off the excess so nothing goes onto my teeth, or you can, of course, use your finger as well. I'm then going to go in with my eyelashes, starting off with my eyelash curler. Now I hold it for 20 seconds and then once it gets to 20, I slowly press out onto my eyelashes. Again on the other side and then slowly press again. And then I'm going to go in with the Kevyn Aucoin mascara. I love this, it's a lovely fluffy brush which just kind of goes really nicely throughout the eyelashes. I'm then going to do that on either side as well and make a really lovely face when I do my bottom lashes. I'm then going to go in with the False Lash Effect mascara from Max Factor. I love this brush, there's so many different things that you can use on it. I'm just going to tease my eyelashes first and then use the thing at the top to coat the front of my eyelashes. Then once I'm happy with the way that they look, give you a bit of a flutter, I'm then going to use the setting spray again. Use a fan brush from the Body Shop and a little bit of glitter highlighter just to top the whole look off, and then a little bit more setting spray, and then we are done. So little tip, just fan yourself just to make sure that it's nicely dry as well.